everybody, it's Amanda here from Scrimpingmommy.co.uk, and today I've got another project as part of my hashtag 100 things, and it's a beautiful folder which holds some note cards. Great for gifts, craft fairs, Christmas, birthdays, or just fun to make. So I'm going to show you how I've constructed it, and I'm going to quickly make one of the note cards. But on the video today we're not going to do this cluster here that I've done for the sentiment on the front, because you know I've faffed about probably for the best part of 15 minutes making that. But there are close-ups over on my blog at scrimpingmommy.co.uk, and I'll give you a quick talk through. But we're going to make the project, which is a lovely little folder like so, and it holds some note cards which I've made like that, and also the envelopes. These are Stampin' Up! C6 envelopes, just basic little note cards, non-specific sentiment, so that you could write a letter or, you know, whatever. So let's get cracking. So I'm using, let's move this over here, the First Frost stamp set. I'm actually only going to use one sentiment from it, which is a bit of a travesty really, because it's a beautiful set, but I am using the DSP which goes with it, which is stunning, and it's all pearlised. It's beautiful. It's got a subtle shimmer to it, not pearlised, it's got like a shimmer to it. It's absolutely beautiful. It's hard to describe, but it's gorgeous. So I've pre-cut the elements that we need to save a bit of time. Okay. So, first thing you need is some, I'm going to have to zoom out, aren't I? Some cardstock, and I'm using Whisper White, and I am using a 12 by 12 sheet, which I have cut to 12 by 9. And then we're going to do some scoring, and we're going to score on the long side, on the long side, so that's a 12-inch side, we're going to score at 6, so we're just scoring it in half. Okay, and then turn it to the short side and score it at 6 again. Okay, like so. Move that out of the way, we don't need that now. And then we just want to fold and burnish those score lines. Okay. Like so. Okay, so you've got that. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to round the corners. So I'm using my corner rounder here, which is what's it called? Delicate Trio, something like that. I've forgotten. I've not written the name on this one. So I'm going to punch all the top corners there. What did I do on the, yeah, I've done the bottom corners as well. And then whilst it's folded, put it in and punch that, and put it in and punch there, just making sure it's lined up right. Okay, and then we're gonna fold it together and give it a quick squeeze with the bone folder, because I want to also round off that corner there. Now if you squeeze it really tightly and do it before you add your DSP, this corner rounder will do it. If you've got one of those big chompers, use that. In fact, I think I need to get one of those, otherwise I don't want to just put strain on my punch. Oh, I need to do that one as well. And do that one as well. Okay, so that is all of our corners rounded. And then what you can do is open it up like so. We're going to mat the front and the inside with some DSP. So I've pre-cut these. These measure 5 7/8 by 5 7/8. I'll leave all the measurements on my blog. The plainer ones are going inside and the pattern ones are going on the outside. Let's keep an eye on the lighting because I'm filming quite late at night, so it might be a bit dodgy. Okay, I'm using wet glue. You can use your adhesive of choice. I'm going to be doing it really quickly for the video, but you know, take time over it and do it nicely. Because the more time you take, then the better it'll look. I can't remember which way up this goes now. Let me see, that way. Yeah. And you should just have a nice little tiny increment all the way around there. Just 1/8 of an increment. Some DSPs you could probably get away with making this without layering it on card. This one you do need to. It wouldn't be strong enough on its own. It's just a standard DSP. The Share What You Love one is slightly thicker. That's more like a cardstock. You could make it with that without layering with cardstock if you don't want to use cardstock, or if you don't have a 12 by 12. I'm just going to get my scissors and I'm just going to correct that corner because it's not cut it very round at all. Probably because I'm trying to jam too much cardstock in, or I didn't punch it straight. One or the other. So that's those. And then we're going to quickly line the inside as well. Beautiful. Absolutely stunning these papers are. And there's lots of lovely colours in them. So it'd be really easy to find something in your collection that would coordinate. Beautiful. And it's not necessarily, it's new in our autumn winter catalogue, but it's not necessarily a Christmas paper, which I like. I don't like to be limited. So you could use it for a birthday, you could use it for anything. It's beautiful, I love it. And the shimmer on it is very subtle. It's not like, you know, tacky and nasty. It's beautiful. Just in case you're wondering. Okay. I will add this to my hashtag 100 things playlist as well, because I am filming some of them in advance, so I can't always remember what number I'm on. I keep forgetting. No idea. Forgotten. I think I'm on about number 8 now. I'll probably be about 60 years old by the time I've finished this series, but I'm not bothered. Right. So now we're going to just lift that up. We're going to mat and layer these. So I've cut some pieces for that, which have gone more clouds. Where are they? Here they are. So these measure 5 7/8 by 2 7/8, and we're going to round these as well. Okay, so I'm going to round them both at the same time. We're rounding all 4 corners. Are we? No, we're just rounding the bottom, sorry. So we're just rounding the 2 bottom corners and we're leaving the top 2 not round. Pointy. Okay, I'll quickly get these on here. The construction of this is super simple, and then you can leave it plain, you can decorate it, you could punch a hole, add an eyelet for a ribbon closure at the side, you could add a belly band round, you could make a box to put it in, you know, there's so many ways that you can add your own little twist to this project. So that's on there. I'm going to layer this one on here. Okay. Now we're going to make a small cut now. Okay, so what we're going to do, so we've done all of that matting and layering on both sides. We don't need to do inside there. So now we're going to get it like that, and we're going to fold it together. Let me zoom out a little bit. Out. So this is our folder, okay, but we're just going to make a small cut. So we're going to fold it together, okay, and where this join is here, we're going to make a small sliver of a cut. Okay, let me get some long scissors. It'll do. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to cut a sliver out there. Okay, so from about there, about 1/8 of an inch, and then down. So they'll no longer be connected. And we've just cut a little triangle out like that. Okay, and what that does, then when you open it up, it just makes that fit nicer, okay, so that when you shut it, it just lies a bit flatter. So now we're going to glue that together at the sides here with a little bead of glue. One there and one there, and then you can make your note cards and it will fit, you know, your standard C6 size cards, which are you know, half an A4 size, or I cut them to 11.5 by 4 1/8 and then score at 5 3/4. That's just how, you know, just your standard card that fits in a C6 envelope will fit in this folder. Okay, so we've got here, there's room for 2 or 3 cards on each side. So this is one design that I've made, and I made I'm going to put 2 of each design in. So this is the one we're going to make right now. So as I say, we've got 11.5 by 4 1/8 scored at 5 3/4, I think. Yeah. And then the DSP just is 5.5 by 3 7/8, I believe. All the measurements are over on my blog at scrimpingmommy.co.uk. So if I'm talking too fast or you can't understand what I'm saying, you can go over there and everything is there for you. And I'll list all of the stuff that I've used as well, so you can see what I've used. But you know, if you don't have everything, or you don't want to buy everything, use what you've got. Take the idea and use what you've got. But if you do like any of the Stampin' Up products, I do obviously sell them. I have got 15 kids to feed, so if you want to buy them, just click the photos and it'll take you direct. Right, now, stamping. So, is it this one? Wishing you all the best. Is it that one? I think it's this one that we used. I'm going to use these stamps on a different project. So I'm mounting that on a clear block. I'm just going to do it down here where I can see, because I want it straight. Because I'm going to stamp straight onto this die cut here. I've got one I made earlier in case I make a mess of it. Oh, which probably will do. Okay, so I'm using mint macaron, which is one of my favourite Stampin' Up colours. I'm going to stamp that on there. Okay, I want one for the card and I want one for the front of my little folder. So we'll have this one on the front of here, and the die cut has come from the Stitched Labels. Is it Stitched Labels? I think so. On that, and then I've got the little teeny tiny, if I can pick it up, little teeny tiny heart, which has got a really teeny tiny stitched edge there, which I'm just going to add on just for a pop of colour on this quite plain note card, but I think it's elegant. It won't stick on. Yep, there we go. Come on, get on, you little sucker. There we go. I'm just going to leave that to dry a minute. So there's my little note card, and I obviously just used different DSP on that one. Okay. So for the front, I'll show you very basically. I used one of these die cuts, and they are here, which are from the, I think they're called Stitched Labels. The names of everything's over on my blog. I forget. I get creating and I forget what I've used. Can't write the names on everything, can I? So I'm sticking this on the bottom corner here. Okay, and then I do need some dimensionals. And main shot. I'm sorry if it's casting any shadows. Like I say, I'm filming quite late, so I've no natural daylight. I'm filming with the light on. I've got a big light on. Okay, there we go. Get off. Come on. I'm not known for my patience for like the backing of dimensionals. Right, so now I'm going to layer this onto this one here. And I'm going for a lovely layered look. As I say. Now that's as far as I'm going to go for the sake of the video, and I'll just talk that way, and I'll just talk you through what I did do on my original one. So what we have here, extra to what we've done here, I have some silver thread which I've wrapped around my hand about 1,000,000 times, nearly cut off my blood supply, stuck it on with a glue dot, and then put my sentiment over the top. And then here we've got the Blossom Builder punch, which does the little tiny spiky flower. I'll just show you the punch. It's this one. Okay, and I just use this little flower here. And I've punched that out in Blackberry Bliss, and underneath, I don't know if it'll show on the video, but underneath I've also punched it out in vellum. And I've stacked them. So under there we've got vellum, then Blackberry Bliss. And then here I've used the leaf punch, and I've punched out some of the DSP. Okay, and then we've also got here, don't know if you'll be able to see, we've got vellum, and we've got glimmer paper, and that is using the new sprig punch. And I've layered them up. So I think I've got 2 or 3 of the leaf one, and then several of the sprig. And then what I've done, if you can just see these tiny little detail here, I went a bit bonkers, and those are tiny little iridescent leaves, and I've cut those with embroidery scissors from these, which are awesome, and they're called iridescent boxwood wreaths. And they're new in the catalogue, and they're little Christmas wreaths, but the leaves are iridescent. And I just wanted to add those to give a little tiny bit of extra glimmer there. So I have literally cut the, can you see there, cut the individual leaves off. I think we're having a bit of a moment. And then I've used my tweezers, dipped it in a bit of glue and stuck it on. And then finished with some little pearls. So that's how I've done that cluster there. As I say, you can leave it plain, you can step it up. It just depends how you feel. All of the details are over on my blog. Close-up photos of this, copy it, you know, take some inspiration, put your own twist on it, do what you want. It's there for you to try. And I think these are great for craft fairs. Awesome little gifts. Where's my cards? And the little cards to go with. So I hope you like that project, and I'll see you again soon. Bye for now.